Mr. Mental Boost put this out a couple months ago. It must have been around the time of my mom's funeral.
And basically, the winds right here, guys, they recorded a 119 mile an hour wind gust, essentially right where I'm standing today. And it was sustained about 80 miles an hour all day. Holy moly, guys. God, the fence caught on fire. Look at that. What's up, guys? Chooch out here in the fires in Colorado that are going on right now, or you've probably been seeing it on national news if you're in America. So you got to think all these embers.
So on this one, you'll notice the bottom of the pole is not burned. It's only burning from the inside. And we've seen this on this channel. I've got a library of at least, I don't know, 40, 50 examples of this particular burn pattern. And on this one, it burned the bottom of the pole, completely disintegrating it, left the top hanging attached to the fence post. So the other one burned from the top down, leaving the bottom stump. This one burned from the bottom up, and they both burn inside out. And that particular burn pattern, there's about 50 or 60 of them in this video that I titled Arming Firefighters with the White Hot Sword of Truth, where I educate these firefighters. So I'm driving by and I can see the hotshot firefighters right there. You can see their lights going in the center of the screen. They're right at the beginning of where this fire burnt in the middle part starts. So I thought this would be a good place to pull over and show you what I see as I'm driving by. You can already see it from here. The bottom part of that pole is missing. The bottom. So let's go check some of these out, and maybe these firefighters will come ask me, hey, what are you looking at? You notice anything funny about these? When they see me looking at the same thing they're looking at, going, what the hell is this? This ain't fire as we've normally known it, and you already know this, but those firefighters down there are probably wondering what the hell they're looking at. So let's go check it out. Maybe we can go educate some firefighters. Here, I'm going to show you just in case you didn't see them. That's them, center screen. We'll work our way down to them. Same old, same old. Plasma burn, plasma burn, plasma burn. And just about every pole all the way down. See if we can get it from the, it's the same thing I've been showing you. Burnt in the middle, not burnt on the outside. They're all burnt a foot or two up. Here, this one gives you another good example of what fire does not do. Think we should go talk to those firefighters, ask them what they think of this? I've actually had a couple of firefighters in my Uber. Look at this, that's what remains of this one. A little bit of unburnt here. Everything else disappeared. I had a couple of firefighters in my Uber. They were National Forest firefighters that were transported all over the country as required. And I asked them, I said, you guys notice anything weird about these fires? One of them said, the aspens are burning and the shrubbery is not. He said the aspens, the larger trees, are burning, and that the shrubbery in between the aspens is not burnt. While the other guy right next to him said, oh, well, you know, it blows in the wind, and like these houses, it does, he said something about it's not flame licking the side of the house. Like, I guess that's a technical term for firefighters. The flame licks the outside. You can tell no flame has licked the outside of this. Only burnt each and every one of these on the inside. So, as these two forest fighters, like those guys, one of them was willing to acknowledge that what we're seeing here looks different than anything we've ever seen. You notice a pattern here? Of course you do. I don't mean to talk down to you, but when each and every one of these is burnt exactly the same, see how it's burnt here? Unburnt there? Flame doesn't do that. It burns the outside in and it burns the whole thing. It doesn't burn each one just up a little ways. It doesn't burn streaks. But we might get a chance to go talk to some firefighters over here and ask them what they think about what it is they're seeing. Another guy that was in my Uber was from California, and he was from the area where the fires had just started. This is what regular fire looks more like. Burnt on the outside. But I've shown you before, these are actually flameless forest fires. Otherwise, the flame that it took to burn the entire bottom part here would have reached up and touched this a little bit, but it didn't. And this is how it happens on a lot of trees. You can see unburnt branches right above highly burnt pieces. So you can tell this highly burnt piece, if it burned as a normal fire does, would have put out flames that are big enough to reach up and touch the unburnt piece right next to it. Like this. Another guy, anyway, I was saying, he was from California, and he was from the area where the fires were, and I started mentioning, you know, there's weird shit going on with these fires. He said, yeah, last year we had a bunch of fires in the same exact place, and I got sucked into a lot of that for like 2 weeks. And then I just said I had to let it go, man. I got to go back and live my life. I can't freak out over that stuff. Yeah, he got sucked into it and somehow regained his cognitive dissonance and normalcy bias. But for a couple weeks, he was aware that what he was seeing was unlike anything we've ever seen. But he managed to compartmentalize.
Continue for 2 miles.
And go back to life as he knew it. Here comes the firefighters. I'm gonna ask him what do y'all think of this? What do y'all think of these things? Maybe I'll even give him a link to my YouTube channel and say I've been filming this kind of stuff all across the country. And you know as well as I do, this ain't fire. Here they come. Think that's fire? Of course not. Wonder what they have to say if they're gonna tell me to get the hell out of here. If my focus would work, there we go. We got the hot shot boys. Hey, we got another one here. Same. Let's ask these guys what they think. What do y'all think about this? I won't get you on camera, I know. It's kind of a touchy subject sometimes.
Also, this is under investigation.
Under investigation, it's secured. I shouldn't be here. I'll take your word for that, and I'll get on out of here. I've been filming these kind of fire anomalies all across the U.S. and all the states I drive to for the last 2 years. And I can see that fire doesn't do this. It's some sort of electricity burning it from the inside out. Plasma is what I call it, because I'm making up my own words as I go to use terminologies to describe what it is I'm seeing, because not many people are discussing it. Jeff Snyder 2 on YouTube. JEFFSNYDER, the number 2 on YouTube if you want to see my documentaries. See you guys. It's under investigation and I got to split, so I'm gonna believe them. There was 3 people in there and they said this is under investigation and you're not supposed to be here. And I volunteered the truth to them and they know that this ain't fire. And they know as well as I do, and that's why I turn the camera away, because I know they're going to be skittish about it and not want to say anything on camera. Lest they get in trouble, they're probably bound by non-disclosure agreements because it's under investigation. That's why I can't say anything about it. Get it? I don't want to make them have to call me in and go show you anymore. You've seen plenty. But that's a whole nother level, being able to educate the firefighters and say, I know what you're looking at, guys, and I know you know that what you're looking at ain't what you've been trained to fight. I just saw them parked there right at the edge of where the burn starts. Right at the edge of where this burn starts is where they were parked. It took me that far to pull over and get stopped. And that's where the rubber meets the road. In a split-second decision, you got to know where you stand and what you're going to do. And if you're in alignment with truth, you don't have to worry about it. Whether it's running out to go help those cops in the moment where it looked like that guy was getting the best of all three of them, or jumping out here to educate those firefighters and let them know you're not alone. Other people see this too. And I'm going to talk about that a little later regarding the Holy Spirit. It's nice to have other people that are willing to have a discussion with you who recognize the experiences you've had because they've had similar experiences. It's for that reason, amongst others. I'll get into more of that later. I'm going to cut this video right now. The original will be linked in the description, along with another one where I educate other firefighters that are on foot, and I suggest to them a YouTube video titled "Pump Up the Bass to Douse the Blaze," where some college students have found this ultra-low frequency, and they light a grease fire in a pan, point the speaker at the grease fire, and it puts out the fire. And I tell these other firefighters, you guys might need some technology like that to put these new kinds of fires out, because I know this is unlike anything you've been trained to fight. Also, what those hotshots said is key. This is under investigation, secure area, you're not supposed to be here. That's how they keep it under wraps. Any of these firefighters start asking questions, the captain tells them it's under investigation. You can't talk about what you've seen to your family and friends, or you are interfering with an investigation. Links will be in the description.